Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ram Dhameja. Welcome to my channel, and I bring to you the post-market report for 17th of January, Friday. So today was a listless day, and one day where there was the highlight for the day probably was the jump in the straddle prices of Nifty. So we opened up at around 340 in the straddle, and it was going all right. It decayed also, but then there came the huge jump from 340, 350 odd levels. The straddle actually went up to 410, and so did the options on both sides, on the call side and the put side, and it took away most of the stop losses for most of the people, I assume. Now such days typically happen when there is an event, for example a budget or a RBI policy day or some other election results or something. So these kind of spikes are seen usually on such days, but today there was no event, yet there was such a big spike in the options. So it is can be attributed probably to the kind of volatility that exists in the market on Fridays and sometimes on Mondays as well. So I made a mistake today in my trading. So I actually booked my losses early, even though my system actually wasn't indicating that I need to book my losses at that point in time, and hence in the process I actually missed out the huge decay which came after that. So tinkering around with systems actually doesn't really help. That has been my experience, but so be it. So that was a highlight for the day. What are the other things that happened today? I will take you through them one by one. So as you can see, this is the straddle chart, and as I was telling you that we opened somewhere around here, around the 340 odd range, and then from there we went this huge spike that you can see over here. So this actually ended at about 12:15, where most of the people got out, and from there it was a secular linear decline. So it is very important, as I have said earlier, to stick to your systems, and if your systems are actually still saying that you need to be in the trade, you should be in the trade. What else actually happened today? If you look at the open interest for Nifty is still bearish, and this is the OI change that happened today. So if we see, there are about 4 crore calls that have been added and about 3.2 crore puts that were added, and this takes the open interest to about 0.8, which is still slightly bearish, not hugely bearish. But as I had said in the morning, if you look at the same thing for Bank Nifty, it is hugely bearish at about 0.52, and that is what we actually saw also in the market today, that all the banking stocks fell big time, and the bank index was also down. So I will show you more in the heat map, but banking index was down almost 1.4% today. Now coming to how Nifty is behaved today, there were huge candles, erratic movements up and down, but all within a range. So after that it kind of stabilized over here, and it still is in the same range. So if we look at this particular range, which I had talked about for 2-3 days now, this range, the big candle that we made on January 20th, is not getting broken down, and till the time this gets broken down or broken up on the upside, this range of 23,350 to 23,000 on the downside, until this breaks on either of the side, on the upside or on the downside, we cannot expect a very big move come in. But this will break. It's now the 1, 2, 3, 4th day that we are still in this particular range. Also, another interesting thing, if you see, this is the Nifty movement from expiry to expiry. Now you can see on January 2nd, Nifty closed at 24,167. Now that's a gain of 1.76% over the previous week. But after that, the 3 weeks continuous, we are in a decline. We have declined by more than 4%. So on 9th January, we closed at minus 2.5% for that week. On 16th January, we closed at minus 1% for that week. And now we have again started with a bearish sign, and we are already down minus 0.5%. So that if you add these three up, the Nifty is down actually by minus 4%, which is not very good news, and that is what we are seeing in the broader indices as well. Now coming to the heat map, this is the heat map for Nifty 50. If you can see what happened today, sorry, just one sec. Yeah, so if you see what happened today, Reliance was up by about 2.83%, Infosys was down almost 6%, and Axis Bank was down almost 5%. These three actually declared the results yesterday, and there is no point saying which result was good or bad, because it really doesn't matter. Markets actually decide whom to punish and whom to reward. But this is what it is. So market perceives that Infosys results are not good because of salary hikes or whatever. But so be it. These are typical market reactions that you see on the result days. There are huge movements on either side. One good thing that happened today was that FMCG is trying to make a comeback. So if you see, Nestle was up 2%, ITC was up 1.6%. So these are some of the good things that happened. If we go ahead and see in Nifty next 50, what are the names that did well? We have IRFC 2.5% up, Lodha 4.2, ICICI General Insurance 2.3% up, Zomato 2.8, HAL 5% up. In terms of names which were down, Adani was down about 2.86%, and Varun Beverages was down about 2.7%. So that is the market. That is the market construct today. So where do we go from here? The straddle still is at 323 points, which is not less in my opinion. There is a small recovery that we are seeing in small mid cap alpha momentum names, which is again not bad, which shows that there is some strength that is trying to come back in the broader markets. But the FII selling is relentless. So even yesterday they sold 4,000 crores. Now with all the selling they have done in January, it is becoming the second highest month of FII sales for this financial year. The highest was October, then November, and now January. So if they sell again 4,000 today, it is going to cross November's number of 45,000 crores. So in all probability, that number is going to get crossed and it is going to become the second highest month of FII sales. When will this reverse? As I have said, once the dollar index reverses, there is going to be some easing on our currency, and hopefully then the FII flows will kind of stop going out. So that's it from me today. Not a very good day personally for me because of my own mistake that I did. But otherwise, the day was, except for that scare which happened in the afternoon on the option side, market was fairly okay. So that's it from me now, and I shall see you soon. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Please share it with your friends, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.